Do you have any moves?
I got the moves.
I have some moves.
I'm out of moves.
I'm making moves.
You ain't got nothing better to do.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
You just gave me an idea for a show.
It's the No Moves podcast.
Hey, what's going on? It's the No Moves podcast. This is episode 7. Got your boy Drew in the building and my wonderful co-host. Announce yourself.
It's the book, Kylan. Talk to me. 1, 2, 3.
All right, yeah. All that bullshit. Yeah, you know what it is, bro. It's episode 7. We don't got the boy in Meech today. You know what I mean? He had to go get the bag, man. And that's all. He couldn't be in today, but
Well, as a working man, I gotta respect it.
Exactly.
That's what I'm not. I couldn't be bothered to get out of bed today.
That's right, man. Hey, yo, bro. That's what we all about, though. No moves. No moves is what we all about. Never forget.
That's what I thought. So Meech said, got some moves.
Yeah.
I got some moves.
Yeah. Oh, man, that shit is dumb. But yeah. You know what I mean? You know what it is. About to get into it. What's up?
All right, well, Andrew, let me ask you something.
All right, what you want to ask me?
Have you been watching any anime lately?
Man. Actually, yeah, I have. I'm watching
Recommend something to the people, please.
All right, so I'm a season behind, but if you need something to watch, The Rising of the Shield Hero. That is a great show. Honestly, it's about a boy who gets put in this parallel universe, and everybody start hating on him. That's all you need to know. Everybody started hating on him.
Wait, is he? What? Tell me more about the universe that he gets put in. It's
right.
parallel. It's the same in every way except for some.
Okay. I should say alternate, but okay. It's like medieval times, and he gets summoned to this world, and he is the shield hero. So there are 4 legendary heroes, and he gets summoned along with the sword hero, spear hero, and the bow hero. So off rip, everyone in the world hates the shield hero, and no one knows why. So he's brought into this world, and everyone's like, "Yo, like, we're not gonna help you out." And he's pissed because he got summoned from his own world into this universe, and everyone hates him off rip. That's how it starts. But
so weird.
No, it's weird.
It sounds like it could be good. I especially I always like swords, shields, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Does he actually have a sword or a shield or something? like that?
No. He only has a shield. So
it's like kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
It's like Kingdom Hearts where you choose what weapon you have at the beginning of the game.
And here's the thing. Because he's a shield hero, he is not allowed to wield any weapon. So if he picks up a sword, his hand's gonna get shot, and it's gonna say, "Put that shit down."
Yeah, you tried, dickhead.
Yeah. So that's that shit.
Do you watch it with subs or dubs?
I don't even think the dub version is out. The dub version might be out, but I think they might be behind. But I am watching the sub.
Why do you think all the best anime is dubbed?
Like a what?
All the best anime, all the most popular anime is dubbed, correct? Yes or no?
All the most popular anime. Okay, all the most popular anime is dubbed. Yes, but are all the best anime dubbed? No, that is not a true statement.
Hold on. What makes something the best? Doesn't it have to be popular to be the best? Don't people have to like it to be the best? This is where I'm going with this. Dubs are better.
No, because your logic is flawed. I mean, we could talk. I mean, we could talk about rap, hip hop, any topic, and just because it's the most popular doesn't mean it's the most. Doesn't mean it's the best. I mean, Marvel movies are the most popular. That doesn't mean they're the best kind of movies. I mean,
how do you decide? Who gets to decide what's the best? Shouldn't the popular vote get to decide what's the best?
All right, now you just trolling me. No.
I'm trolling you.
I don't even believe what you're saying right now. Okay, I don't.
I'm trolling you.
I don't believe that.
The best gets put. The best of the animes get dubs.
I mean, the most popular. The most popular get
the most popular. You don't get popular without being the best.
Is that true? I don't believe that's true. I mean, because there are a lot of shows that will air that are really good. They just didn't get a huge following. But just because they didn't get a huge following doesn't mean it wasn't good. It just means you know what I mean. They didn't advertise. They didn't do enough on the business side. I mean, I mean, there's a whole bunch to anime more than just I mean, whether it's good or bad. For example, I mean, so there's a whole bunch of different genres in anime, right? And the most popular genre is shonen. Okay, all right. There's a million different shonens right now.
Now, are you about to tell me that doesn't make shonen the best genre of anime?
No. I mean, so everything is up to someone's preference.
No, it's not. I'm speaking objectively. I'm speaking objectively from the will of the people.
The will of the people.
Exactly. The will of the people decide what is best. They vote with their dollar. Simple as that.
No. Nothing that you're saying is correct. I mean, so, well, actually, it's funny. It's funny that you bring up voting. So, I have to pull up the results again. So, in February, Crunchyroll had their they had their anime awards, right? And their anime awards are essentially it's self-explanatory. It's rewards about anime. And if you look at the nominees of the 2000, I guess, was it 18? Yeah, I guess technically 2018 reward nominees. You'll find that most of the nominees are animes from genres that aren't typically as popular. It's like slice of life, romance, mystery, drama. Like, to be honest, there were only a few like shonen picks. So like My Hero Academia, something that's really popular that everyone follows. Like, they didn't have that many nominees. Not because My Hero isn't good. It's just because if you watch all the other genres of anime that may not be popular, you'll find that content is actually better than what everyone's watching. It's just that you have to go through and sift through it. Just because it's action doesn't mean it's the best. It just means most people like it.
This is the point of contention that comes down to with award shows and stuff like that. You noted the anime awards. I'm gonna go with the Oscars. Every year, the Oscars is losing more and more fans because people are tuning in and they're seeing that their favorite movies are not up there. The movies that they think are the best are not getting awards. And so now we have to ask, what makes something the best? Because I truly do believe that you can have something as artistic and as, technically brilliant as possible, but if it doesn't like hit the same amount of people, and if it doesn't like make the same amount of people think, wow, that's a great movie, then it's not a better movie, or it's not a better anime. I do think that we got to give people the right to decide, even if those people are not as educated on the subject, because making something that works for everybody makes something good. If your anime only works for people who are really into anime, then that can't be the best, if you ask me. Then
it can't be the best. Why can't it be the best? Well, why can't it be? I mean,
it's not the best for everybody.
I mean, it has the most appeal, yes. I mean, but just because it has the most appeal, that doesn't make it the best. I mean, it depends on how you want to categorize the best, because we could talk about rap. We could talk about you think Drake is the best rapper. I mean, but in what sense? Lyrically, no. But in making hits, maybe. I mean, it depends on how you want to categorize what is the best. If we're not talking about popularity, if we're just talking about overall enjoyment and what you intellectually will get out of an anime, I think the other genres have more to offer. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. A lot of people are afraid to say that they like romance anime, they like slice of life, or they like other genres, or they're afraid to even go into those genres because they think, oh, it's not manly enough, oh, it's not interesting enough, but when the reality is they may never even try it. But what I wanted to say back to your Oscars point is that I feel like the anime community is a little different from the Oscars community because the core community, I feel like, based on the nominees, they understand that shonen isn't the best genre anime. They understand that there are other genres out there. Whereas I think in the Oscars, it's a little bit more different. I feel like the anime community is more in touch about what's going on in the industry.
Well, I think I'll have to push back on that a little bit, because the Oscars is somehow the same way. The Oscars, everybody at the Oscars, everybody who's sitting down, everybody who's giving the awards and getting the awards, understand that to get an Oscar, you really need to have especially for best picture, best director, those big categories, you really need to have a drama, possibly a historical drama, possibly a biopic. And everybody also knows that the action movies, as good as they can be, even if they're, you know, up there with Logan, you're not gonna get as many awards. I mean, so it's kind of like the shonen thing. So it's like action. Nah, we're not gonna really respect that.
I mean, it's not that it's not respected. It's just that it's just a lot of shonen aren't as deep as a lot of people think, and are not as intellectually stimulating, which is why they aren't.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Why can't a show that's not intellectually stimulating be the best? Why do I watch shows? Maybe it's not to be intellectually stimulated.
I mean, so enjoyment and what you like is all subjective. So I mean, and what we're really arguing is,
well, hold on, it's not subjective.
Is what do I enjoy? What do I enjoy the most?
It's not subjective.
Why is it not subjective? It's an opinion. It's an opinion at the end of the day. It's an opinion.
Once you collect the votes of the people, and the people vote with their time and their money, once you collect the votes of the people, it doesn't become subjective anymore.
So it's a fact now? It's a fact?
Yes.
You can't make an opinion a fact. No.
At the award shows, it's subjective because there's not enough people voting on it. This is how you make a fact, okay? If you have a specific number of people in your study, okay, then you can make facts. Then you can draw conclusions that are close to facts. Correct or not?
That is not correct. So I'll give an example. If anyone in the anime community, if they've seen Devilman Crybaby, now if you watch, now the anime got voted anime of the year. I strongly disagree because of many different elements for it. Now just because people voted, oh, this is the best anime of the year, does that make it the best? I mean,
yes, it does. That's why they got the award. I don't care.
I know. But here's my thing. There's always gonna be opposition. There's always gonna be other points to bring up. That's my whole point. It's just that these award shows or these standards, they can't always say what's the best in the community. I mean they can try. They can get as close to it as possible, but they can't always do it.
So, all right. So, what do you think is closer, when the people vote or when the award shows vote?
I would say, well, what do you? Who is the people and who is the award show? Because it's not both people. Who? This is
when I'm talking about the people. This is what I'm talking about. You get on Crunchyroll, and for some reason, the shonen animes are at the top. Why? Because it's trending. Because the people are watching it. So they push it more.
That wouldn't necessarily be true on Crunchyroll. Would that be true? Just ignore that in the background. Would that be necessarily true? I mean,
or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't know.
This one show gets more ratings than the other. That's what I'm talking about. The people, the ratings.
Okay, and then the what was it? You said the
award shows.
The award shows.
Where you have a select group of people, but the thing about these select group of people is that they may know more about the genres or about the medium.
They may know more, and it's all I don't know. It's all subjective because what they think is their opinion at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily conclusive of anything. I mean, if those group of people vote,
I didn't ask you which was conclusive. I asked you which group is closer, the people in the awards or the people, the people's people, the ratings.
Which people is closer?
Which group of people is closer to finding the best of the best? So is it the ratings that get closer to finding it, or is it the award shows that get closer to finding it?
The best of the best. That's an interesting point. I would say it's the ratings. So you would say it's the ratings. They're closer
to identifying what's best.
By identifying what's best. If they watch everything and they can I want to say if they see what's out there, would they be closer? We can say that, but at the end of the day, it's an opinion.
I did. Can you just answer the question?
It's an opinion. It's an opinion. It's an opinion. That's the answer. The answer is an opinion. There is no answer. There is no answer. That's the answer. There is no answer. That's the answer. There isn't one. It's an opinion. It's an opinion at the end of the day.
You wanted to get more specific. No. You wanted to get more specific. Let's get specific. What is better? Let's go back to anime. What is better when it comes to delivering the material that was intended to the best? Is it a dub or a sub?
So now we're just changing the topic again.
I'm not changing the topic. I'm trying to find the best.
You're trying to find the best.
This is what we all started with. Okay.
Subs
versus dubs. That's where we started.
Okay.
I'm trying to find. Now we've narrowed down the best into the best at conveying the information that was intended for the audience.
Right.
For an English-speaking audience, what is better at conveying that information, a sub versus a dub? Now that information is visual.
Hold on. We went from talking about what is a best show to what is better sub or dub. Those are two different arguments.
I'm not asking you. All right, fine.
You just transitioned. You can't just act like you didn't just say that. You're making two different arguments. What is your argument?
You weren't giving me anything on the best because it's subjective, right? It's subjective. So I said, all right, bet. Let's move on. Let's try to tackle something smaller. Okay. We can't pick the best. We can't pick the best.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's on opinion. Even when I'm about to tell you sub versus dub, it's still my opinion. There's nothing conclusive. I have a lot to say on that. I have a lot to say on that.
All right, let's see it.
Okay.
All right. So what side are you on?
So I'm not on either side. I'm in between.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the curveball. Yeah, you didn't know that, huh? Yeah.
Today, I can't get a straight answer out of you.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing about dub versus sub. A lot of people started out with dub, right? Like Toonami, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, dub, right? Correct. And the reason most people would transition over to sub was for what reason?
Because the animes that they started getting into when they were looking for more animes weren't dubbed. That's the only reason.
No, that's false. No, the reason is because the anime that they're already into were further behind, and and they wanted to watch more of that same anime, but it wasn't English. It wasn't English.
I respect both answers.
Because like the gateway anime like Naruto, like the English, I think like the English like finished like, I think it's like almost finishing or just near finishing, but the sub finished like a few years ago. People love Naruto. If I told you, oh man, yeah, there's no more English episodes, would you stop watching it, or would you like, you know what, man, they got more episodes, let me just read these subtitles? That's how people get accustomed to the sub life. That's how you transition to it. It's because the show you already want to watch.
It's because whatchamacallit, it's because the dubs that you want are gone, and you have to settle for subs. Yes or no?
Yeah, and then you transition over to subs. I mean, so I mean, here's the thing though. You're putting in subtle as a negative connotation. But in reality, it's something new to you. That's something new to you doesn't have to be negative, because prior to that you would have never tried subs. So now you're trying something new, and here's the thing. So you start. So like for me, like you start getting into more anime. And you're like, okay, I finished like Naruto. Okay, well, what else can I watch? And then you realize that there's a lot of new shows out, and then none of them are in English yet. So the problem is there's a lot of new shows I want to watch, but the English may not come out for a couple months or maybe even a year. So you know what? Let me just watch it subbed. That's what you do. You watch it sub, and then you start getting used to it, and you keep going, and then you start appreciating what the sub does, and you're just like, wow, you know what? I
Tell me
would.
what the sub does.
I would rather watch sub something that's current rather than be months behind.
Yeah, it sounds like you got Stockholm syndrome, buddy. Okay, you started living with the subs. The subs, even though the subs aren't very nice to you,
This
even
man
though
is
the subs aren't better than subs, you start to appreciate what they do for you, right? Stockholm syndrome. I want no parts of that.
No. So I'm in between, and let me continue my point. So you can also I got a few more points I want to say. So I had a friend. I've always been in between. I've always thought so. So what a lot of people say is what the common arguments on both sides is, okay, so dub people are like, God damn, that's an airplane. So a lot of people will say, oh, you watch subbed and it's not better than dub because you can't understand it because you don't understand the language, so it sounds great to you, and that actually may be a fair point, and I can even support the dub argument point because I actually had a friend who was Japanese, and he told me that he preferred watching the English version. Hello?
He speaks Japanese.
He speaks Japanese. No, he was a foreign exchange student. He told me he preferred the Death Note English version rather than the sub version. That's what he told me. He's a native Japanese speaker.
No, that's very interesting.
That is very interesting, right? Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. When he told me, I was like, huh? He told me that because he spoke the language. He said the sub version sound cringe. Now here's the argument on the sub side. The sub side argument is just like, okay, I can't understand the language. But here's the thing though. What you can hear is the inflections in their voice, and the inflections in their voice sound superior than to the dub versions.
No.
Hold on.
Getting ahead of you.
No.
The dubs have come a long way from what they were in the past.
They have though, because back in the day the dubs used to have a poor budget, and they didn't voice cast people correctly. I mean, they do a good job now, but it's back in the day where that argument starts from. So like if you watch some old anime, you'll watch the dub and they'll be like, hey, my name is Bob. But if you watching Japanese, it'd be like, I can't speak Japanese, but he'd be like, watashi wa da da da, and or any moment of intense emotion, like even though you don't understand it, you can feel it in their voice, and that's something that you can't take away from someone. So that's why people prefer sub.
I can't see it because I'm busy reading the goddamn subtitles.
What do you mean? See, you're hearing it. You're hearing the emotion.
No, I need to be.
You just said hearing and seeing. What are you talking about? My man is trolling.
To be able to see.
You can.
I need to be able to see everything.
You can. You can do that. You can though.
Reading.
You not a better. You gotta get better at reading subtitles. Then that's all I'm saying.
If I'm watching, then I'm watching, and if I'm reading, then I'm reading. But how? I mean, how do you expect me to do both? Come on, son. And especially when I'm watching a really good anime, really good visuals. Okay. And I'm sitting here reading this person's soliloquy at the bottom.
I mean, it depends on how fast a reader you are. I think I've never felt that because I've watched like movies like I'll watch the same movie like twice sub and dub, and sometimes I'll find that it didn't make a difference. So I mean, it all depends on you, but my final point will be that there are cases where the dub is better than the sub. That's an anime where the voice actors are really good, and the characters in the show have accents, like someone has like a Spanish accent, a German accent, a French accent. You can display that in a dub because you understand English, but you cannot understand that in sub. So those dubs in that regard are superior, but that's I'm not saying that's far and few between, but that's very rare.
Can you tell me which side you lean towards?
What side I'm leaning towards? Here's the thing: if I see an anime,
you are slippery today. You are slippery today.
I told you you don't know where I'm at. I told you I'm in between. I that's why I said you don't know where I'm at.
I mean, you are really a politician today. I can't even. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's so like a new show, The Promised Neverland, right? Or not even A Promised Neverland. Let's say My Hero Academia. Everyone doesn't know what My Hero it is. So I mean,
you should check it out.
Yeah, no, it's show's fire. So I mean, here's the thing. I mean, if it's like I've watched the sub and the dub, and I think they're both great. I think the voice actings are amazing.
Yes, okay, that's a great.
I think the guy who voice acts Vegeta or voice acts All Might, Bob Sag, I think that's his name is. But
yes,
yeah, whatever his name is. But yeah, so here's the thing. Like, the sub started first, so I'll keep on watching it, and then if I enjoy, I enjoy it. But like if I watch the dub, you'll enjoy the dub, but the dub gets behind, you want to see what's next, so then I go over to the sub. So for me, it doesn't matter. It just depends on what I feel like.
All right, imagine you were a new viewer on My Hero, a show that has good subs and good dubs.
Okay.
You're a new viewer at this point, and they have both options for you to start.
Okay.
You have to make a decision right now.
So
what?
I'm a new viewer.
Start with dub? Exactly.
I'm a new viewer. So what's my history of anime? If I'm just starting,
you are you. Yeah, you are you as you are right now. Which are you gonna start with, subs or dubs?
Right now,
you haven't watched any of My Hero Academia, and they have both the subs and the dubs up right now, and you're like, ooh, this somebody recommended this to me today.
And
June 2019, and
I am a seasoned anime viewer. Honestly,
you are who you are right now.
I'm who I am right now.
Yes.
What will I start with?
You have to answer this question. There's no slipping out of this.
I gotta think because like in the past couple months, like the answer to that question has been almost 50-50.
You're on Crunchyroll. You're on Crunchyroll
it's
right
really
now.
good.
You have to click one or the other.
Well, you know what?
If you don't sit there for 20 minutes and decide which one to click.
No. Like so I'll watch like episode 1 sub, and then I can watch episode 2's dub, and I'm like, all right. I mean, it is what it is. Whichever one's ahead, I'll go. It's not like I don't care. It's just it doesn't matter. Like if the sub is ahead, I'll probably start with the sub. If they're both done, maybe I'll start with the dub.
So it doesn't matter to you at all.
No, it doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, it's good content, and as long as the message isn't this is a long ass debate, because as long as the message isn't too far gone, because I have seen anime where the dub and the sub are vastly different due to translation issues, and where the dub just loses its message. I have seen that before. So I mean, the main argument with sub is it's closer to the original picture of the author, and you can say what you want, but I'll probably start with sub and leave it at that. How's that, sir?
Well, first of all, very slippery. Second of all, I wish I could agree with you, but every time I have to hear Goku go, then you know what? For a minute straight, okay, buddy. That means that I have to listen to the sub. I mean the dub, okay.
And you know what? I agree. I think most fans, if you like I said very early, if you started on the dub, if that's what you started, you'll prefer the dub, and that's where we all started. But here's the thing, though. Here and you did this too. Mm-hmm. The Dragon Ball Z Super dub wasn't out, but you still went to the sub and watched the Tournament of Power. Did you not?
Yes,
you did. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. I didn't have another choice.
Oh my gosh.
If I had no other choice, I will defer to the
Oh my
sub.
gosh.
But
hey,
if
man.
I have a choice.
Bottom line is you watch the sub. That's the bottom line.
Oh my god. And you know what? I enjoyed them. I enjoyed it.
Oh gosh.
I enjoyed it every step of the way.
The reality is it shouldn't matter. Great content is great content. Great content is great content. What's great? You know what's great content? What?
Marvel.
Talk to me. What about Marvel?
All right, so Endgame just just concluded the first 3 phases of Marvel Cinematic Universe pretty well, right? So now we got to move on to the next phases, right? Phases 4 and phases 5. And of course you're wondering what's coming next, right?
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, Spider-Man's in the MCU now since Civil War. So we got my man's back from Sony.
Right.
Disney just acquired Fox. And so that means that soon, because X-Men and Fantastic Four are underneath the Fox company, they're going to be shifted back into the Disney fold. That means that people are going to be able to see Fantastic Four and X-Men fighting alongside the Avengers.
You know, I think that's what they're setting up to do. Did you see the Spider-Man trailer?
I saw the Spider-Man trailer.
Did you know a section where they said, "Oh, I'm from an alternate universe," and how the Infinity Stones toward a whole new universe? I think they're gonna use that logic to introduce the rest of the characters. I think that's where they're going. At least that's what I would do.
I think that's the only way they could do it because, all right, so the whole thing with these mutants, and especially for the X-Men, this is really just for the X-Men. The whole thing with the mutants is half their stuff is like the civil rights movement. So you got Xavier talking like Martin Luther King. You got Magneto talking like what's the don't tell me. Don't even tell me. Malcolm X. I was about to get my black card revoked.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You got these two guys clashing at each other, and around them is all of the regular humans talking about, oh man, these mutants are dangerous. These mutants are whatever. We gotta, persecute these guys and get them out of here, tag them and bag them. You know what I'm saying? But really, if you tried to put that into the MCU, it wouldn't make sense. Why? Because there's already people with regular superpowers that are just fine.
There are.
That whole struggle goes down the toilet.
Gosh. So what is your main point about this whole mix up? What are you trying to get out of this? Do you not like it? Do you love it? What do you think?
I honestly, can I be honest?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
Fine.
I mean,
honestly, I don't like it.
You don't like
it. I especially don't like it for the X-Men.
Why?
Because the X-Men have been done sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Okay.
Oftentimes average to worse.
And this is true.
Just because of that doesn't mean that I want them to be in a connected universe. And that's for multiple reasons. Number one, Disney Disney now basically has a monopoly on. Well, not yet because there's still DC out there, but
DC's irrelevant.
DC is irrelevant, correct? So Disney has a monopoly on the fucking superhero movies.
And do you think because of that, their superheroes movies will become subpar because there's little to no competition? Do you think they'll just get stagnant? Is that your point?
I don't think so, but I do think that I'd rather see more movies than less. I do think that I'd rather see movies that don't necessarily have to tie in to everything, like Deadpool. Okay. I do think I'd rather see people take chances like they were going to with New Mutants. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Disney has this whole MCU thing where they have everything like chess pieces on a board, and I don't necessarily need to see the X-Men on the same board as the Avengers. They have a great roster by themselves, and if they could develop that universe to the point that that the Avengers developed their own universe, it would have been great. I mean, imagine if you had we've already had Wolverine movies, but imagine if the Wolverine movies reflected the Captain America movies, or imagine if like Storm movies reflected like Thor's movies or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You can have Magneto movies. You can have. I mean, I don't understand why
they have to be together.
Yeah,
that's actually a really solid point. And well, it depends on the integration because in a 2-hour movie or a 3-hour movie, there's only so much you can do with heroes, and I think we saw that with the Infinity War, Endgame, Infinity War Part 1 and 2. Like like there gets to a point where it's just like, all right, man, like we only got like 3 hours or 2 hours of a movie. Like we can only have so many heroes have so much screen time doing so many things. So
Exactly.
do they need to be combined? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be against it, but I mean, it depends on how you do it and how, like, because they don't have to be in the same geographic location. Like they can be in different locations. I mean, I know technically they are, but they can be kind of different. Like
they're pretty close.
Like they could treat it like what's the Netflix crew? Like Luke Cage and all of them aren't a part of the main Marvel cast, but they're still doing their own thing. Like
this is the thing. I
like
mean,
they could try and do that. That's my point.
You bring my people into the MCU, which is now going to happen.
Okay.
And then you have their movies separated. It just doesn't make sense. I really do wish that Fox could just make better movies and just keep their movies to themselves.
But they can't. And that's the thing, though. They can't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if they could have made movies to the same caliber as Marvel's doing, then I would have said let them keep them separate. And then if you want to do a big Avengers versus X-Men, let that be 1 or 2 movie events, like the big Jimmy Timmy crossover. Timmy Power Hour.
Jimmy Timmy Power 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have to, merge your studios just to have these guys fight each other. But I don't need to see them always working in the same universe. Now
is that where they're going? Are they fighting each other? Are they working together with each other? Or I think do we know what kind of plot they're trying to pursue?
No, and that's a fact. I don't know what kind of plot they're trying to pursue, or I don't know if they plan on putting everybody together, or even having the Avengers versus the X-Men. But they are coming in Phase 5.
What they could do is just have it be they can still be separate but inclusive at the same time. Like there's like the Spider-Man movie, like his first movie, it had Iron Man in it, right? But it didn't have the rest of the Avengers, or maybe it had like one of them. I don't remember. But like you could include one of the Avengers and not have all of them in there. Like not all the Avengers need to be in every single X-Men movie. Like if you have 1 or 2, that's okay. Like I feel like that's fine.
Here's another reason why I don't think they should get together. Because when you put a lot of heroes together, you have to make all of the heroes worse in terms of power. Have you ever seen like Goku, like it's like an imaginary fight, and Goku is fighting Luffy and Naruto and stuff like that?
Yeah, I have seen that.
So all of a sudden Goku gets shit. Naruto gets way better. The power scaling goes way off, and that is the same thing that happens in these movies, where in one movie Hulk is destroying stuff, and when Hulk has a solo movie, Hulk he's a badass, and then all of a sudden he gets knocked out and he won't get back up when he's in the Avengers. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
The power scaling just goes straight to trash when you have ensemble cast, and the bigger the ensemble cast, the worse the scaling.
Oh man!
So all of a sudden you have Captain America beating Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh! Oh man, Hulk got knocked out and became a student. He said, "You know what, man? This life ain't for me no more. Let me be intellectual."
That's a fact. Meanwhile, Hawkeye is taking down Iron Man.
Yeah.
Come on, son. I don't understand it.
So I'm not 100% familiar with who are the villains of the X-Men and like Magneto.
X-Men. Magneto's a villain.
Magneto's a villain. You got
Mystique.
Does she technically like?
Nah, she shouldn't be a villain. No, she sometimes can become a villain, but
okay.
Yes, we'll count her on the side of the good guys. You got if you've seen X-Men Origins Wolverine, you've seen a lot of them. You've seen Blob. Ooh. You've seen the fat guy.
The flat guy. I don't 100% know X-Men.
Sabretooth.
Okay, Sabretooth. Okay.
You got the Brotherhood of Mutants, which is kind of just like a group of mutants. They got Quicksilver and Wanda were bad guys for a certain point before they were on the Avengers. They're actually mutants. Quicksilver and Wanda from Avengers are actually the kids of Magneto, but they just can't say that.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that? I mean, and a lot of times sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. They've become good over time, but I mean, that's the thing. If I don't see how you can even combine the X-Men and the Avengers right now when even that whole storyline is messed up, where they should be mutants and they're not.
I mean, they the storyline is really up to them. They could do anything. They could write in a way that's gonna make sense. But back to the villain point, like Magneto. Let's compare him to all right. Let's compare him to like a Marvel villain. All right, obviously not Thanos, but somebody else like
Magneto. He's
like,
got to be like around Loki, but maybe a little bit smarter.
But okay.
This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that both X-Men and Fantastic Four have great villains, and I would like to see those villains go against the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. I don't need to see the Avengers get involved with that. I don't need to see the Avengers get involved with Doctor Doom.
Okay,
which would be a great villain if they didn't keep messing him up. I mean, Doctor Doom, he owns his own country. For one, so anytime he comes to America, he has diplomatic immunity, so they can't even touch him when he comes over. Then he's got these crazy, ridiculous technological and mystical powers, and he's dumb smart. But they never did that right.
Oh my God.
And he's like a king. He's like the anti.
He's like who?
Black Panther. Imagine Black Panther was evil.
So he's Killmonger, huh?
I mean, if Killmonger, he's Killmonger.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't need to see. I'd rather him go against the Fantastic Four and have, because this is.
So you want the X-Men and the Fantastic Four to be combined, but you don't want either of them to be with Marvel.
No. I don't want the Fantastic Four to be with the X-Men. I want them to be separate too.
I want them to be separate. Well, were the Fantastic Four movies even good? Is anyone even a Fantastic Four even relevant? We got a rock nigga. Somebody can go invisible. A torch. Who else? I'm into someone else. The Fantastic Four are almost irrelevant. All right.
You got the Invisible Woman. You got
Trash.
Mr. Incredible. You got the Human Torch, and you got the Thing.
What was Mr. Incredible's power? What's his power?
He stretches. He's Elastigirl.
Trash.
But let me ask you this: was Incredibles a good movie?
Oh my God, I didn't see a newest one, man.
I'm not talking about the newest. I'm talking about the original.
The original. Okay, that's what does the Incredibles have to do with the Fantastic Four? All right.
Let me tell you. So the Fantastic Four, before they're superheroes, they're a family. That's exactly what the dynamic should be in the Fantastic Four. They should have familial problems. They should have relationship problems before they have superhero problems. And to overcome their differences is the same as overcoming the struggle in the street. Son, come on.
Now let me ask you this: Does that need to be in a movie, or does that need to be in a series format? Because what you sound like, what you just described should just be in a TV series and not a whole.
I disagree
movie.
Because you know where it was done well? Civil War.
I mean, Civil War was a great movie.
Civil War, what it was based off of relationship. It was based off of Captain America's relationship with Bucky. It was based off of Captain America's relationship with Iron Man.
It was.
And all little types of relationships too, like even Hawkeye's relationship with Wanda. Little, just little things like that. People were fighting not for this, they were fighting for each other. They were fighting against each other.
They were. I mean, but they have to start building the Fantastic Four universe. And wait, is this a reset? Is this like a?
It has to be a reset because it's stinking trash.
It's a reset. Now, I haven't seen the other Fantastic Four movies, but that's four whole heroes that they're gonna try and mesh together, kind of like. Would you say Fantastic Four is synonymous to the Guardians of the Galaxy?
I would say,
is that a stretch or no? They're synonymous to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's not necessarily a stretch. The Guardians of the Galaxy is more like a Breakfast Club type thing, where the because it's kind of like people coming together to make a family. Yeah, I think Fantastic Four is a little less like that, just because the family should already be. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like
because will they have separate movies describing each of them, or would they be all be together? If they're all going to be together, then you might as well just have a series, have a TV show series, and just go from there.
They should all be together. I don't think that any of them could have their own movie. I think that each movie should center on a different character.
That's fair. That's okay. Okay, that's fair. That's 4 whole movies to develop the Fantastic Four. I mean, you got. I mean, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea, actually. 4 whole movies to develop them.
But you know where you can't do that?
Or
you can't do that in the MCU.
Oh my gosh!
Just because I love the MCU.
It really depends on how they integrate them. Do we because we don't know how they will, so we don't know. It might be subtle, it might be big, or it might be like barely any at all. We don't know how they're gonna be, how the Fantastic Four and X-Men are gonna be integrated into the MCU. That's the bottom line.
That's a fact, and you brought up a great point with the Guardians of the Galaxy, how they introduced them by themselves and then managed to incorporate them into the fold.
So,
but I don't like the way that they introduced Spider-Man, and so that because I don't like the whole Iron Man Spider-Man relationship.
You don't like the relationship. What was wrong with their relationship? It was like father like son. What was wrong with that?
Father like son. I don't like having an Iron Boy. No. I don't like having Iron Boy instead of Spider-Man. That's what I don't. Okay?
Why is he Iron Boy?
Oh, Mr. Stark. Oh, am I doing this right, Mr. Stark? Oh, no. That's not my Spider-Man. Okay, and.
Wasn't you the nigga that sad? Wasn't you was the nigga that was sad that Spider-Man disappeared in part 1? You was like, oh man, that's more emotional. I thought you didn't care about this man Spider-Man. What is it? What is it?
Hey, I was sad. I was sad when Spider-Man died.
But you didn't care about Black Panther, huh?
Hold on.
I'm playing go.
I was sad when Spider-Man died because of his relationship to Tony Stark. I think, you know, it works on that level.
Do you like the relationship or not?
But I don't think that anybody with that relationship to Tony Stark would have made me sad. But I don't think that Spider-Man should be the one that has that relationship.
So you're saying who should have it, or you're saying, or what should Spider-Man be?
What should Spider-Man be? He shouldn't be Iron Boy. He should be Spider-Man. First of all, Spider-Man is not Spider-Man should be smarter than he is right now.
Isn't he? He's a smart high school student. How smart do you want a high school? He was on like the debate club or some bullshit like that, right?
The decathlon team.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Did they go to the final?
I don't know. They was in DC.
Even if Spider-Man was he's on the debate team. Spider-Man should have way more obstacles in his way than he has already. And with all Tony Stark's little inventions and gadgets, he's not being challenged enough. Spider-Man should be almost a depressing character. Spider-Man should be somebody who gets trampled on every step of the way.
Wasn't Spider-Man traditionally like meant to be like a lighthearted, like funny dude? And in a new movie, Stark isn't there. So I mean, is he Iron Boy? Stark is dead.
All right. Is this a quote from the trailer or not? Is this a quote from the trailer or not? You gonna be the next Iron Man? Is that a quote from the trailer or not?
I mean, yes, it is, but he can't be the next Iron Man because a multitude of reasons. So I mean,
that shouldn't even be in the question. You shouldn't even have to. Because he's Spider-Man. I agree. I agree. I don't know why they asked him that question, because he's too young to fulfill that role. Like, they could have asked anyone else to fulfill Iron Man's shoes. I don't know why they put it. They said, fuck War Machine. This man is running around in an Iron Man suit. And they asking Spider-Man.
Man, that's crazy. Nah.
How disrespectful is that?
You know what? I gotta watch the new Spider-Man. Was it Far Away from Home or something like that? I gotta watch that first before I can really have an opinion on his role. Cause like the first movie, to me, I thought it was as good as it was a good intro movie. It was decent. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. I thought it did the job of introducing Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man should always have to decide between himself and being Spider-Man. That's where Spider-Man's strength comes from. Not the fact that he's actually super strong, but the fact that he has the will to continue the fight even at the detriment of his own life. So, for example, he either has to, and remember the old Spider-Man movies?
I feel like you just described like every superhero.
No, because whatchamacallit? some superheroes' lives are better because they're superheroes, and Spider-Man's life should be worse because he's a superhero.
His life should be worse.
Because he's a superhero.
With
great power comes great responsibility.
He's a student.
Yeah, and he should have to. He should, because he's Spider-Man. Remember in the old Spider-Mans where in Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus.
Okay.
He was being Spider-Man so much that he couldn't even keep up with his studies.
This is true.
And that's one of the reasons why he gave up the mask for a while, because before he gave up the mask, he was putting responsibility first. And so because with great power comes with great responsibility, he realized, listen, it's not all about me. Because I have these powers, I have to do what I have to do, even if it comes with, even if I can't have the girl.
Okay.
Even if I can't get the best grades. Okay. I have to save people's lives because I'm Spider. There's nothing like that.
That's the kind of Spider-Man you want, and you're saying he's not portrayed like that. How?
I'm saying he's not portrayed like that because he doesn't have to make those decisions. He doesn't have to decide between, himself and Spider-Man. He still has a. First of all, what they did wrong was they gave him a best friend. Okay. They need to beat this man down. Okay. Don't give him a best friend. Okay. Make Spider-Man feel alone. Give him Harry Osborn.
Make him feel alone. What the?
This is what the original Spider-Man did.
Oh man, want a tragic hero.
The original Spider-Man gives Peter Parker a friend in Harry Osborn, but what do? They take Harry Osborn away by making him the Green Goblin. So all of a sudden, either you are friends with Harry Osborn or you take down the Green Goblin, but you can't do both.
Okay.
So what you gonna do?
I guess for what we've seen so far, is his only dilemma right now would be managing the life between a student and a superhero. That's his only dilemma right now. And
here's the thing: even in the new Spider-Man, he's managing the. He leaves school and he's just Spider-Man all day long, and his friend is like, "Yo, let's hang out," and he's like, "Nah." And what should happen? His friend should be like, "Man, if you're gonna be Spider-Man, then we can't really hang out like." You know what I'm saying? You never give me any time.
Damn, bro. Come on, man. But not his best friend's like, yo, let me help you out. Let me ride with you.
There's no consequences.
There's no
consequences. All his actions either have no consequences in the new Spider-Man, or there's no choice onto whether he should save somebody's life. For example, when he's at the Washington Monument, what is he going to do? Not save their life? There's really no choice in that.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself, and you need to wait until the next movie. It was just an introduction movie. It's the first. It was his first movie. You got to give him more time to develop as an overall character. We got to see what he's gonna do on his own. That Stark, not now that Stark isn't there anymore. I feel like him losing Stark is big enough. I feel like he might struggle. I feel like he might struggle to learn the ropes. Because Stark was almost like a mentor, like a father figure to him. Like who is he going to go to now if he has an issue? Who is he going to talk to now? He gonna talk to Nick Fury? Nick Fury?
Don't talk to nobody. Talk to yourself. Okay? That's what Spider-Man does. But talk to a AI in his suit.
But we might see it. We don't know what we're gonna see though, because I feel like,
I'm just saying that
I don't know. I feel like that role you're talking about, Stark being gone, is I feel like that's good enough.
No, because Spider-Man didn't make that decision for Stark to leave. Stark made that decision himself, and so that decision has no repercussions on Spider-Man's psyche. No
repercussions on a psyche. His mentor died.
No. Listen to me. Okay. Now, when Uncle Ben died, how is that set up? Spider-Man made a decision. I'm not going to stop this wrestler guy from stealing the money. Mm-hmm. And what happened? The repercussion is his Uncle Ben died. And from that point on, he said, guess what? I'm going to make the hard decisions from now on, because when I don't make the hard decisions, people I love die.
Okay.
That's not the same thing that happens with Tony Stark. He didn't make a decision. And it's not going to weigh on him as much.
It's not going to weigh on him as much, though? The guy who gave him the suit, the guy who taught him the ropes. Of course, he wasn't directly involved in his death. Of course not. But to say his death has zero effect, I think that's wrong.
It has half or even less of the effect on Ben.
Your mentor dies.
This is Uncle Ben, son.
I
We're
mean-
talking about Uncle Ben. That's like saying, well, I'll give you this. I'll give you this because Batman's parents didn't die of any fault of his own, but still, Batman took that and used that to become Batman.
I just think we just gotta wait until the movie. That's what I think. I think we need to wait and see what they do, because I mean, maybe this movie he changes. Maybe there's a big character development in him. Maybe he has to step up. Maybe he has to start figuring things out on his own. Like I don't like, because Nick Fury's not gonna take that role. I mean, maybe there is a choice that he's gonna have to make, but I don't see them killing his core group of friends anytime soon. Like the fact, what's his name? What's his best friend? Whatever his best friend name, or Mary J, or whatever her name is now. So I mean,
if he gets, if let me tell you something. If he ends up with MJ or Mary Jane or
he
cannabis
as
by the end of the by the end of the movie, I'm gonna be upset.
Why?
Because Spider-Man shouldn't get everything he wants.
I mean,
That's a part of being Spider-Man, buddy.
I think like I said just before, his main dilemma is going to be managing his school life and his Spider-Man life, because the premise of the movie is that they're on vacation, right? They went to London or they went somewhere, and Nick Fury approaches him like, "Yo, you got to be a superhero." I think that's going to be his dilemma. He's going to have to learn how to balance that more. Will someone die? I mean, I don't think there's anyone. They haven't built anyone that close to him yet. I mean, it's possible that he dates MJ this movie, and then in the third movie, maybe he has to save her life, or maybe she dies. We don't know yet. It's still being developed.
Right. Well, I'll give him a chance. I'll give him a chance. But that's the type of introduction movie that I don't want to see. Fox. I mean, I don't want to see Fantastic Four get, or I don't want to see X-Men get one that's not really true to the character.
Okay, all right.
But it works better for the MCU.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So yeah, let's get serious here for a second. Did you see that whole thing with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah, the alleged groping, right? That whole issue. Yeah, so now you can correct me if I'm wrong, just because if I'm getting the statements wrong. So essentially, what happened was that he was in like some type of bar or whatever, and he was sitting with his girlfriend, and sitting next to his girlfriend was some random woman, right? And then what happens there? Like does he shove her? Is she talking shit? Is she a fan? And then some guy approaches, and then she calls a charge on him. What even happened? Why is this even an issue? Can you explain it? Because I really don't know.
So from what I saw in the video, not much happened. But what's worse, I think it's an issue because Cuba Gooding Jr. has been charged with forcible touching, which is a misdemeanor. Cuba Gooding Jr. was seen arrested, handcuffed, being taken away by police. Cuba Gooding Jr. has pled not guilty to the charges. Cuba Gooding Jr. has been seen in court. You know, all this stuff. If he, from what I saw in the video, if he didn't do it, is just it's not fair, because not only is he being tried in the court of law, he's being tried in the court of public opinion.
This is true.
And this is and these type of incidents make it dangerous for people to interact outside of their own home, because it might come back to haunt them. It's I don't know, man. It's like I don't want it to be like I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, you shouldn't accuse people of sexual abuse,
sexual harassment. If it does happen to you, you should report it. I mean, but
first of all, I mean, you're sitting right there Cuba Gooding Jr. allegedly touches you, and you don't say nothing, or what? And then you tell the police later after you leave, or what?
Exactly.
Like I don't know.
Like we can't hear it. So like what was that an immediate repercussion? Because like another dude stepped in, so like we can't hear essentially what happened. I mean, but like do you honestly think that that he would shove you when he's right next to his girlfriend? I mean, he would grope you right next to when he's right next to his girlfriend. Like, do you honestly think that would happen? And like the video was so brief. Like maybe it was a push. I don't know. But like what do you like? How do you get that from that whole situation? Like I feel like you're just trying to slander this man's name over nothing. Like this is ridiculous.
And even like. There's just this, the news becomes really the enemy at this point because they're reporting on something that could or could not be true. I mean,
yeah.
Well, they're reporting on the fact that Cuba Gooding Jr. has been charged, but yeah. I mean, I just
no. What it does is slander his name. Like it puts
it does.
It puts a bad name, put a light on his name for no reason. That's what it does, and it's not fair to him, and I think it's just, I don't know. To me, I think it's just wrong and dirty. Like you just trying to slander a man's name for, I don't think he did anything. Because here's the crutch. What?
He could have done something, and I don't think, and if he did, then I think he gets what he deserves. But really, people have to acknowledge the fact that being charged is almost as much of a punishment as being indicted.
You know, and here's the and here's what I want to add to that point. I don't think it's gonna affect it on this scale, but I think
isn't it
falsely accusing someone? No, what I'm about to say, falsely accusing someone can have detrimental consequences. So like for example, like you'll hear like this like D1 athlete gets charged with like sexually abusing a girl, and no, sometimes it really does happen, but sometimes you find out it's false. When you falsely accuse someone like that, it slanders his name, and we've seen athletes lose their whole brand deal, lose their scholarship, and then they can no longer go to the any whatever respected professional league that they can go into. So I feel like bogus charges are just wrong, and to me it looked like a bogus charge. Like it was so brief. Like what, like was it a shove? Was it a grip? I don't think it was a grip. It looked like a shove maybe, or was his hand even there?
And whatever it was, could have been addressed.
Yeah.
Without all this, but would you rather have, this is the question.
What?
Would you rather have more people step up and talk about when they were allegedly groped and put all of the people away that are groping people or sexual harassing people, and then some people who aren't they get embarrassed, but they don't get jail time, or they don't get like whatever fines? Or would you rather have less people step up and some people get away? You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing with that. The reality of the situation is in the society that we live in. We live in a male-dominated society, and women do have to face the issue of being, like approached, groped, this, that, and the third when they're at social outings. So in that regard, I do think like I wish it was just as easy as if someone like touched you inappropriately, purposely, you would report it, and you would be honest about it every single time. Like that would be my ideal scenario, because I think that's what's best. Now that doesn't always happen. I mean, so I don't know. Like I would hope everyone would just report it.
But that's not what happens.
It isn't what happens.
I mean, if we're really gonna talk about it, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's not. Well, especially when it comes to, this isn't a rape case, no. But especially when it comes to rape, I'm pretty sure there's far less like reportings of rape that are untrue than that of those that are true. So in that case, I think that for the most part, we should respect anybody whose allegations come to light and assume. I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing. We kind of assume guilt before
innocence. Is that or innocent or guilty before proven innocent? Is that what you want to say? Exactly. and that definitely is with a charge like this. I think you know, a lot of brands will rush and revoke their sponsorships from people when things like this happen. I don't think that should be the case. I think people should just come up with an open mind. Okay, you reported this. If this happened to you, let's do an investigation. Let's see what happens, and let's make a decision when the facts are there. Prior to that, I don't think any decision should be made until we get all the facts. But based on what I see in the video, I don't think there's a case or an argument. That's just what I see.
I agree. I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And
I mean that's true. Like no one was there. Like only whoever really knows what happened is Cuban, the girl, his girlfriend, and whoever else was around in that time who heard what happened. Like did an immediate argument over that pursue, or were they just talking? Like what?
I just know that I know this.
What?
I know that I've been in the club. I know that it's packed. Not it wasn't in that video, but when the clubs I've been packed,
yeah.
I know that I try to slide past people, and I know that one time or two, my hand has brushed someone's butt, or something like that, and I'm like, damn. Well, let me just move along.
Yeah.
Now, if they wanted to arrest me afterwards, they probably could.
They probably could, but I mean,
and I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I feel like it's hard because like if you're in a club, like there needs to be a certain tolerance, because you understand like it is packed, there is people, and like if someone like does that and like apologize, like yo, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to do that, I think that's sufficient. Or like, because I mean it's a packed place, like what do you expect is gonna happen?
That's a fact. But also at the same time, do you have to increase your tolerance when people are drunk? Now that may be the answer to that. Might be no. Just so it's kind of like the place is packed, maybe increase your tolerance for touching. People are drunk, maybe increase your tolerance for touching. What do you think about that?
And I mean to a certain degree, but I think like here's the thing, like sexual like abuse or like sexual like harassment, like it's not like I feel like if it happens to you purposefully, like I feel like it's clear. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Like it's like if someone like gropes you, I feel like that's like a brush is a brush, but like a grope, I feel like that's a firm decision. You know what I mean? Like this is firmly harassment. So I feel like that's almost not even debatable.
Here's the thing.
Like you don't just accidentally grope someone like that. Like you gotta cup your whole hand. Like that's you consciously decided to do that. But you didn't consciously decide to just brush, you know what I mean? You're trying to move and you're trying to be like, excuse me, you're out the club. Like that's different.
It's entirely up to the person who is being, harassed, how they choose to interpret it. So
that is true. That's true.
This is what often happens. The guy looks good. He's a handsome guy. She's attracted to him. He does the same maneuver. Oh, he's flirting. All of a sudden, if a guy looks ugly and does that same maneuver, no, he's groping. He's sexually harassing. Get him out of here.
That's true as well. I mean, but
that's fucked up as well.
I mean, it's crazy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just people need to be more consistent, or maybe guys should just take a more precautious route and just not even do that to begin with. Despite doesn't matter how you look, like you shouldn't be putting your hands on someone like that unless you get like permission. Like I mean, you know what I mean. Like if they're not gonna feel comfortable with it, or like you're obviously overstepping your bounds, like don't do that. Like don't be that guy in a club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, things just get really escalated really quick, and I would hate to be a celebrity these days.
Yeah,
I mean, I always say, give me the money and not the fame.
Of course.
Because 1 second you're having a good time, and the next second somebody's knocking on your door and telling you, "Hey, do you remember this incident from yesterday?" Yeah, you was a little drunk. You got a little disrespectful. Now we're taking you in the jail for sexual harassment.
Oh my god. That's a terrible situation to be in.
Now you gotta take the walk of shame across your own lawn with your hands behind your back.
But hey man, if you did that and you were drunk, hey man, being drunk is not an excuse for just blatant sexual harassment. I mean, it is up to the perspective of whoever was harassed. But when you're out in these puppy situations, you gotta remind yourself to be respectful in the best way that you can. That's all you can really do.
Yeah, that's a fact. We're really going towards a very sterile society. I mean, we're really going to a very, like, when you're in public, it's very nice, neat, clear, like, boundaries, and that's not natural. I want you to know that.
Not natural. I mean, a lot has changed in the last 10 years when it comes to PC culture. You know, all those things, being respectful of one another. I mean, what's natural isn't always right. I mean, you shouldn't always act on your urges or your instincts. I mean, you should use your brain first and be respectful before you act on anything like that. I think that's more important than being natural.
Well, I definitely think it would be ideal if we could be natural and have that be what's acceptable. But I understand how people can get hurt that way.
I mean, what's natural might offend someone.
That's the thing. Should I have to worry about? I mean, there's one thing: the sexual harassment.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, sexual harassment. I mean, that's
one thing.
Yeah.
But offending people, it's not against the law.
Offending
people
in what way? Because if someone touches you and you feel offended about that.
No, that's one thing.
Like, okay.
That's one thing.
Okay, so
but offending people is not against the law. Now,
you mean verbally? You mean verbally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm black. I've been called a nigger or a nigger with a hard R. That's happened to me. I've been offended.
Right.
But, and you know, the repercussions come as they may. So if you wanna do that kind of thing, then sometimes you might get your ass beat.
I mean, yeah.
Sometimes you might lose your job because somebody reports you.
I mean, yeah. Of course. I mean, if you're gonna verbally disrespect someone, I mean, whatever comes to you, whether that's losing your job, losing your career, or even if you get hit. I mean, someone punches you in the face. I mean, that could happen. But being offensive, I mean, there is a point though where some people, like when people verbally say things to you, as long as it's not like, there, I don't know, I feel like there is a point where people just need to have tough skin and be like, you know what, whatever.
There is a point for that. There's a point, because guess what? If somebody says something racist to me, and then I get them fired from their job, that's not going to make them less racist. And the people who are also racist,
yeah, of course,
it's not going to make anybody less racist.
That's also true. Yeah, I mean,
so I guess one thing it does accomplish is getting racist people out of top positions.
That's what it does. Indeed, that's
but the
what
most top positions aren't going to be touched by racism allegations, or you know. I mean,
what about the Papa John's dude? I mean, he had to step down because of what he said, right?
Did he?
Yeah, he's no longer the CEO or Papa John's or whatever.
Listen, is the name Papa John's? Is the name still Papa John's?
Okay, they didn't change the name yet, but he's no longer the head, or whoever was the head. Whoever was the head, he's no longer the head. All right, he stepped down. What else do you want the company to do?
Let me ask you something.
They stepped down. They had an apology. What else do you want them to do?
Did Colonel Sanders have slaves?
What?
Answer the question.
I don't know. What kind of question is this?
No, he didn't. But if he did, they would change the name. Case closed.
They probably did. They probably would. But here's the thing though. I think with that argument, that means from the root he had slaves and going on from there, like that's from the start. Whereas this allegation had in the middle of the Papa John's whole career, and since it happened in the middle, it's like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want us to do? Like, change our name every time a CEO does something racist, or do you just want us to remove him? That's what they did. They removed him and shunned him. Like, there's nothing else you can do. You gotta give out public.
This brings up an interesting point, right? So remember, in front of the Flyer Stadium in Philadelphia, where they had that lady up there who they said needed to be taken down because she's supposed to be like the singer, the person who sings the national anthem, but back in the day she used to sing really racist songs.
Oh yeah.
So this brings up the question: should people in the past be like subjected to the same racial metrics of today, or same societal metrics of today? So like, if we took down all of the statues of people who had slaves, we're taking down a lot of statues.
Yeah, no, we definitely are.
If we took down all the people who were racist back in taking down, that doesn't mean racism is okay. That just and it doesn't even mean that racism was okay back in the day.
Right.
But that just means that they were so ignorant to the fact that it wasn't okay that we can't really hold them accountable for what they did.
I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that, just because so what was it about? It was like in January or December. Like, so Kevin Hart was attacked because he had jokes about the LGBT community or gay or fat people.
Yeah, he was saying the joke was, he was saying that if his son was gay, like he would like beat him or something like that.
I mean, I know this is a little different because he's a comedian and comedians make jokes, but I also have to feel like you have to understand, like, at least in his case, you have to understand like the context that joke was sent in. Like that joke was done at a time where if you could say that and no one would be offended. Like that's what, and he's apologized. He's apologized for it now. So I mean, I think context is everything. As for statues, I mean, they could be there for like a historical purpose, but I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle on this.
I understand what you're saying, because like, when it comes to that whole like Confederates, and their statues being taken down, you could argue like, oh well, they were just fighting for the life that they knew all their lives, so slaves were a part of that life, so why would we condemn them and take down their statues? They're the same as George Washington.
Yeah, so it's
but in that case I would be like, nah, fuck that, get them out of here.
I mean,
they was on the wrong side of history. I
mean, yeah, they were on the wrong side. I mean, but at what event would you not take down a statue like that? It's kind of,
what event would I not take down the statue?
That's my kind of thing. Like how do you pick and choose? Because I really don't have like a set solution on that.
So, let me think. In the case of like, in the case of that woman, right, who was singing the songs about the black people, I wouldn't take down the statue.
Why?
And I wouldn't take down the statue because even though she was racist, she was racist at a time when 95% of white people, if not 100% of white people, were. Matter of fact, at the time, I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't
really know how to go about it. I mean, it's part of history. It's in the past. It's kind of hard. I mean, I don't know. It's like what do you like? It's been there for a long time. You understand the context of it. Are people still like that? Like now, like it's a statue. It's not a person. So a statue can't apologize. It's just kind of there.
I'm not, if the person is like, okay, I think this is where it gets down to. So, and as far as the generals of the Confederacy, those people were fighting for racism. So take them down. But as far as the singer, she's a singer that sometimes sung about racism. We're not honoring her because she's a racist, as with the generals. We're honoring her because she's a singer.
We're honoring her because she's a singer. Okay.
So, if we're not honoring you because you're a racist, then you might be able to stay up. But if you're famous for being racist, you gotta go down.
You're famous for being a racist.
If racism was a part of you and a part was a like you're racist. But also but the statue wasn't up there because you were racist. The statue was up there because you did all these other.
Okay.
All right, then maybe keep the statue up.
Okay, so what about Papa John then? So what happens to him? Does he not step down from the company? What happens? Can he just give an apology and everything's okay?
Okay, so that's a fact. Well, he doesn't have. Listen,
what happens? That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I'm talking about the past here because Papa John's he needs to be taken down. Listen, if you want to be racist at a time where there's no excuse for it, then okay, you can take it down. Okay. But there is definitely an excuse for being racist back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's up in the air. It's up in the air.
It's very difficult, and I would hate to be the mayor or the councilman in the position of, oh, should we take this down or should we take that?
Yeah, I would as well. I would.
People are gonna be pissed.
I really wouldn't know what to do.
Either way. Like the Confederate flag.
People would be pissed, but actually, should you even be pissed?
Well, this is the thing. People get pissed for no reason. Okay? People love to be upset. People love to be upset. Even when you ask somebody how their day is, they'll say, if they say, "Oh, I'm having a good day," that's not very interesting. But if they say, "Oh man, I've had the worst day," now people want to listen. I mean, people love to be upset.
I mean, people feed on negativity. People feed on drama. I mean, that's like that's part of like entertainment television is drama.
That's a fact. I haven't heard shit about Cuba Gooding Jr. for the last, I don't know, since he was OJ.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, I see that man in handcuffs again.
Yeah, what's that football movie he was in? Radio. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, yeah. All right, man.
The Bull Radio. That's racist against people who are just. What did he have in that? He had Down syndrome.
He had some type of mental disability. I don't remember which one or what spectrum. I couldn't tell you.
I mean, for people with disabilities, that's got to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, he was acting like. I mean, I don't. We both know people with disabilities, and they don't be acting like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had that man barking like a seal.
I mean, here's the thing though: the culture has changed. Would that movie fly in 2019? Probably not.
No, not at all. Actually,
a lot of things that have fly in the early 2000s would not fly now, and I think that's the overall point.
Remember when? Do you remember when Robert Downey Jr. had blackface?
Nah, not.
So it was in Tropic Thunder, and the reason I thought of it was because he had that famous line, "You never go full retard."
Oh, that line. Okay, yeah.
And at the time, that whole movie, he was wearing blackface, and I'm pretty sure he got an Oscar for that. How do you feel about that?
Oh my god.
Some people say Robert Downey Jr. is the only person that can wear blackface.
Dang. I don't know, man. Man. Honestly, though. So, here's my personal thing, and I think this is just to me personally. I try not to get offended by things of that nature. I don't know. Some things, man, you just gotta look at it. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it be for let it be, and just keep it pushing, man. I don't got time to be worried or be offended by every little thing that happens in society for people, man. In a day, man.
People got so much time, and they're spending their time on the dumbest things. Oh, let me be mad at this. Let me be mad at that.
Like,
how about you be mad at yourself?
Exactly.
And do something better with your life.
Like, if you got a career or you got a job or you just got things to do, man. Like, I don't got time to be worrying about things like this, man. Like, I got things to do. So, I don't know. I don't be offended by every little thing that happens inside. I'm just like, all right, man. Like,
yeah,
is what it is. What can you do?
What can you do? Well, you can fire James Gunn and then rehire him after you figure out that he's not so bad. That's all good.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's.
I mean, you know what does get me mad though?
What?
Niggas that can't drive.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And I know you especially hate this driving from work every day.
Oh my gosh. All I want to, I don't know if this is like exclusive to a city. I don't know if it's like a state thing, but I will say that people in the states of Pennsylvania cannot drive. That's I mean, maybe not just the Philadelphia area, but those people cannot
here's
drive.
some common things that I hate for people not to be able to do. Okay, first of all, if you cannot signal before you turn and you're in that left lane and you're cutting me off, come on, son. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I can't get past that.
Yeah, you know,
if you can't.
Yeah, the signal thing really bothers me. I'm like, it's not that hard to use. All you gotta do is just put the signal, put the blinker down, and just let people know where you're going. Because like, I just feel like, bro, I don't know where you're going. Like, what are you doing, dickhead? Like that's how you be. You like, God damn, dickhead, I don't know where you going. Like, you trying to cause an accident? Like, come on, it's not that hard. Just use it. Just use it.
Do you ever like there'd be like a bad driver or something like that? They did something that pissed you off. Do you ever like when you're going past them look to see what they look like?
Always. I need to know your race. I need if you're an older person, I might excuse it. It's an old person. They don't know what they're doing. Maybe they shouldn't be on the road anymore. Cause that is the case with some old people. So I mean,
a lot of times I'll see an old person, I'll be like, okay, fine. But then a lot of times I'll see, and I hate to say it, I'll see a woman.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Two hands on the wheel, like an amateur.
Don't say. Hey, yo, bro. That's the most safest position. Safest position, man. Hands at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. That's safe. That's safe.
There's one stereotype that's talking about Asian people and how they can't drive. I don't usually see that.
Let's see. Have I ever seen that?
But what I do see is, I do see people talking about,
what?
Black people, they, sometimes they be getting a little hot behind the wheel. It's sometimes it's gotten bad, man. Sometimes you gotta put your hands back and be like, bro, if you need to do what you need to do, go ahead.
No.
Because you gotta realize that some people it's dangerous out on the.
Yeah, no, some people.
And if you really want to get into it, somebody might pull out the gun.
No, they really might. And I think it's never that serious. I mean, you're mad at the fact because they might cause an accident, and no one is trying to be there, be at an accident. They're losing time every day, wasting their time. There's a police report right now, and you gotta get your car fixed. No one is trying to do that, and that's where the rage comes from, because no one wants to get in an accident in the first place. So when people repeatedly don't follow traffic laws, they don't use a signal, or like people go on red, I see that all the time, or just people or even like pedestrians who just walk in the crosswalk when a light is green. I know you can see the orange hand that says stop. You see me coming. What are you doing?
Drew, you know me. You know I'm a trash pedestrian. We used to run cross country together. And I was a trash pedestrian.
My God.
I would be risking my life every time I cross the street. I would run into the street. You know how cross country people do.
Yeah.
They just run and run and run, and we have to cross multiple streets.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like, you didn't look left and right.
Oh my God.
You'll be like, what are you doing? I'm like,
what are you
cars
doing?
Coming. Oh, they'll stop.
No, they won't. No. Like, it's like when you're in the driving position. Like, here's my thing. If you want to like jaywalk or you want to go across the street, like at least look at the oncoming traffic, acknowledge it, and pick up the pace and keep going. Don't just walk in, not look left or right, and just keep walk at a slow pace. At least run. Don't just walk. Don't walk at your leisure. That's disrespectful.
This is the thing. Once I see you stop, I know that my life is no longer in danger. So why would I run? Okay, buddy.
Oh my God. Be respectful of the people driving. It's a respect thing. It's a very simple concept. Just be respectful. I'm not asking for much.
I'm not. First of all, hold on. I'm not gonna run. Okay. I'm not running for you. I'm not running for the bus. Well, I'll probably run for the bus actually if it's about to leave me. But I'm not running for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times where people most likely have to cross is when you're in front of like a grocery store and you're driving to get to your parking spot, but the people are walking into the grocery store from the parking lot. And so you have to let them cross so they can get inside.
No,
what do you expect people to? You expect people to run? You expect me to jog?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Like that's in a parking lot scenario. No one's driving fast. That's perfectly understandable. You're in a parking lot. You expect to see a lot of people walking. If you don't, then you have a problem driving. But I'm saying when you're in the middle of the street, cars are going like between like 30 and 50. Actually, I don't know about 50, but if you're just walking across the street, like, bro, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Wait till the light is red and you see the little Walkman to go. What are you doing?
Well, this is the thing. First of all, some city niggas, either they don't care about their or they don't think their lives are in any danger. Because not only will they walk across the street whenever they feel like it, but they will also, even if they do wait to walk across the street, they will wait as close as possible to the street as they can. Have you ever seen that? Where the people are waiting on the sidewalk, but they're not on the sidewalk. They're literally in the middle of the street waiting.
I hate
you
that.
have to almost swerve around them.
I hate that. I really hate that, man. That's annoying. There are so many things that people do, or like what's another one annoying one? So do you ever drive past a let's say it's like a 1-lane road, so like one going forward and one going the other direction, and it's very narrow, and on the sides of each road, like people are parked because it's tight. Like right. I hate when someone will just like slam open their door because they're like parked on the side and just get out like, bro, there's oncoming traffic. At least wait until the car stop at the light, or wait till there's nobody to open your door. Like, I don't need you swinging open your door and having me potentially hit your car door. I'm like, just be smart and be respectful. I can't see when you
don't care about your own life.
I just, it doesn't make sense to me.
Either you're stupid or you don't care. That's the only thing I can think of. Because if you're smart and you don't want your car to get hit, it's very simple.
Exactly.
It's very simple. Bro, I don't understand. I'm not even saying this for me. I'm saying this for you.
I've seen it too many times to the point where I'm almost jaded by it, man. I don't even know what to say. You know,
this is for our mutual benefit. I'm not trying to get over on you. I'm not trying to help myself. This is for our mutual benefit. We both need to go where we need to go. Exactly. And I want you to get there quickly, and I want me to get there. But when you keep dicking around, you're making it worse for both of us.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. I don't know. A lot of people do annoying things when they drive. I'm sure there's even more that I'm just not thinking of right now. But I think those pedestrians that don't know their place and people who don't signal just
honestly me. And I think you're gonna disagree with this, but I don't know. I think one of the most annoying things is when a person is driving excessively.
They're driving what?
Excessively slow.
Excessively slow.
So like they're like you're in a 55.
Okay.
And you're driving 45. That's too slow.
No. You should be driving the speed limit. You should drive at 55. But here's my thing though. If you're okay, so maybe if you don't know this, but the left lane is meant for passing, right?
Oh God, here we go. Yeah, exactly.
The left lane is meant for passing. So if you're in a right lane and you're going the speed limit, you're going five or below the speed limit. I think that's fine. You can use if you're gonna be behind someone who's in the right lane and they're going the speed limit and you're just going to be tailgating them, like, why are you being a dickhead? Like, just go around into the fast lane where the fast lane is supposed to be. Now, if you're in a fast lane and you're going 55, you're a dickhead. Move.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that can really cause accidents because, you know, if you're in a passing lane, you expect to be able to pass. And so then if you have to go from the right to the left, to the right to the left, that puts you in more of a predicament of getting an accident.
It does. It definitely does.
So all of a sudden you're going right to left, and then one time you don't see the person on the right or the left.
Exactly, and then
I mean, that's never happened to me, but Jesus Christ, it's possible.
I mean, then that's the whole accident. That's the whole accident, man. So people just need to be mindful when they driving, man. People need to be mindful and just.
I'll tell you what. One time it was like a week ago, and you know how you have to make a decision when you're driving up to a light and it's already green. You're driving up to it and it's yellow.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't necessarily the worst thing I've ever seen somebody do, and I don't necessarily know what they were thinking, but it turned yellow. They obviously could have made it.
Yeah.
They stopped right in front of me. Hard stop.
Oh no.
I was like, so.
No, you at those points you kind of sometimes, because you don't know what someone's gonna do, so you just gotta be mindful. You don't know if they're gonna try and make it or they're gonna try and stop. So now here's
it was like this. They saw the yellow light and stopped. That's what happened.
Oh no.
I was like,
you can just make it. Now,
come on, son.
I don't know the driving laws, and someone could probably correct me if I'm wrong. So, I mean, if you can make it, I mean, then you should go. And if you're in the middle of the intersection, right, and as soon as the light turns red, but you're in the middle of the intersection, and before you got in the middle it was yellow. I mean, you do have the right of way in that regard, and it does take about a few seconds before the other light turns green. Well,
is it the law that you can pass the line while the light is yellow?
I mean, don't you have right of way if you're in the intersection? If you're in the intersection, don't you have right of way?
And if you pass the line, you're in the intersection.
Yeah, I mean, so
as long as you pass the line while the light was yellow, you're fine.
I don't think people get stopped or get tickets. I haven't gotten a ticket for crossing a red light. I don't think people get tickets for crossing a red light when it turns yellow. I think if it's before you even get there, if it's red and it's blatantly red, all right, man, you deserve a ticket. Like, you deserve it.
Yeah, well, what's the grace period? Because I've seen it happen. And I know you've seen it happen too, where a dude in front of you tries to make it, and then you see that little flash. Like, yeah, they got you, dickhead.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I've seen that, so I don't know what the grace period is. I really don't know, and I don't know that all those necessarily get reported when it flashes.
I have to assume they do, but I don't know that either.
I really don't know, because I assume it's just like blatant offenses, like blatant, like you. No. Like you blatantly just cross it. I don't necessarily know what the exact law is on going on yellows.
You have to assume that the justice system is petty. That's the first assumption.
The state needs money to fund the schools.
That's a fact. Oh man, talk about state needing money. Those speed traps, son, especially when you're not in your element. Mm-hmm. So if you're like driving in a place where you don't really know what's going on, and then you get hit with that speed trap, son. Oh God.
Nah, you gotta. If you don't know the area, go speed limit. That's my advice. Yeah. I done seen too many people get finessed.
Which is why you should use. I think Waze definitely has the speed limit on it. Google Maps does it?
I don't think so. Don't think it does. Yeah. Doesn't Google own Waze?
That's Andrew. That's what I was about to say. I don't understand how a company will own two things and one thing is subpar and one thing is not. I just don't get it.
I think they have it set so they have a different algorithm that's set for both of them, so everyone's not following the same path.
We had the same problem when we were talking on Messenger, and then we were talking on WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. It was both voice calls, and they're both owned by Facebook.
Right.
But on Messenger, it was straight trash, and on WhatsApp, it was fantastic.
I think what it is that in any scenario, when a company acquires another company, they buy them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that management is changed or there's necessarily integration. It just means that we now own you.
So let me ask you this. Marvel owns Fox. Does Fox still make shitty X-Men movies? I hope not. You don't even have to answer that.
Man, I don't know. I really don't have the answer. It depends. Yeah, sometimes they merge. Sometimes they let you keep doing what you're doing.
Facts. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But sometimes not. I guess it depends on the contracts you draw. That kind of stuff takes a long time.
Yeah. No, it is a complex process. Definitely.
Yeah. But you know, I gotta get out the booth.
Yeah.
I gotta get out the studio.
Oh, out the studio. Oh, you about to spit a 16 real fast? Got some bars?
Send me up on the mic.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it like it's not hot.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody get out of here. I gotta go on lickety split. Yeah, that was bad.
Bars. But I'm not gonna spit. Nah.
But I'm not a rapper.
Hey, yo, shout out to my man Super Hot Fire.
And shout out.
But he's not a liar. Looking through the room, I'm a squire. All right, let me stop.
Is this where we're going? Is this where we're going? No. Shout out to my man Samichi. He couldn't be here today. He's definitely gonna be the next pod.
Yeah, we got him next week though.
Shout out to everybody listening.
Exactly,
thanks for all your support. You know, we're getting bigger and bigger every day.
Exactly.
Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, everything you can to help us grow.
And,
we don't got a Patreon yet, but if we get there, we get there.
Yeah, so YouTube,
merch coming soon.
Spotify, Apple Podcast, hit 5 stars. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend. And before we end, you got any closing statements? Any closing remarks you want to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to speak.
What you want to say?
Always live your best life. To the people out there, I want to say, if you want to do it, you can do it. Ain't nothing holding you back but you. Even if you don't got no moves, you can make your own.
Oh, that's deep.
Come on, son. Not everybody can do what we do.
That's deep. I was just gonna say, everyone have a great weekend. Nah. But for real though, man. Honestly, man, you should enjoy what you enjoy, despite what anyone says, man. If you like something, enjoy it, man. Because at the end of the day, no one's opinion really matters on entertainment except yours. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, y'all. We out.